Welcome, Lake of the Ozarks, to the LOWA Roundtable. We're so happy that all of you have decided to join us today. We have a very busy 30 minutes to share with you with some great guests. Today we'll be talking with Caroline Toole, our project manager, about the LOWA Lil, and you're going to be hearing a lot about LOWA Lil all summer long. Secondly, we're going to be speaking Earth Day and all the children that we get the privilege to work with coming up here very soon. Warren Witt is going to join us. We're going to talk about the exciting project at Rocky Mount. And then we'll be talking about the pump out program, which we're going to kick up again. We've had that a couple of years ago, extremely successful program. So if you're interested in that septic tank getting pumped out and learning about maintenance and getting great discounts, stay tuned. The Household Hazard Waste Day is coming up in April 28th. You might mark your calendar. We'll also be speaking with Tony Thorpe, and Tony is going to talk about the 20-week study that we completed last year with Geosyntec. And then, last but not least, we'll talk about our infamous 2 Damn Days kayak race. Please stay with us.
Hi, and thanks for watching Lake TV. You can get more information online. Go to mylaketv.com and sign up for our newsletter. You can win prizes all the time.
And welcome back. Today we have Caroline Toole, our project manager, with us. And Caroline is going to talk about what she's project managing, and that is our wonderful LOWA Lil program. New to the lake and very, very excited about implementing this all around the lake, aren't we, Caroline?
Yes, indeed. It's very exciting news coming up this spring and this summer. And LOWA Lils, L-I-L, that comes right from the construction industry. And that's the low impact development in the construction industry. But here around the lake, we're talking about homeowners. And so we're talking about beautiful landscapes. And these are low impact landscapes. And LOWA Lils, that's what it's all about. It's low impact landscapes, low impact on our shoreline, low impact on our lake. In fact, it's all about keeping our lake good and healthy, because we have a good, healthy lake right now. We're going to keep it that way. So LOWA Lils, they work by reducing the amount of stormwater runoff reaching the lake. You know, when it rains a lot here at the lake, and sometimes it rains so much that the rainwater doesn't have a chance to soak into the ground, and it just runs right off the ground and right into the lake. Well, LOWA Lils are all the things that a homeowner can do to slow that runoff down and to reduce the amount of runoff reaching the lake, and maybe even a little extra runoff reaching the lake will get filtered out by our LOWA Lils. So there are lots of examples of LOWA Lils that an individual landowner can do. One prime example of a LOWA Lil, a beautiful LOWA Lil, would be a rain garden. And a rain garden is simply a depression cut into the ground, and it's filled full of mulch and compost, and then it's filled full of plants, beautiful kinds of plants. And we recommend native perennials here around the lake. And we like native perennials in our rain gardens and in our other LOWA Lils because native perennials have very deep roots, and they're already adapted to our climate. They're already adapted to our hot, dry summers and our cold winters. They're adapted to these hard rainstorms we get sometimes, and their deep roots can cut right through the clay layers, get right down in that old rocky soil, and just soak up that rainwater and just be a great benefit to the water quality here at our lake.
You know, Caroline, I'm glad you brought water quality up, because that is really what the LOWA Lil is all about, is to keep our healthy lake healthy.
That's right.
Would you share with the folks why that #1 pollutant out there is affecting our lake and what we as a homeowner can do to keep it healthy?
Sure. Runoff, it picks up all kinds of materials. As it's running off the land, it's picking up a little bit of speed, and it picks up whatever might be on the yard, on the ground, or even on the parking lots and the streets. And this, we're talking non-point source pollution here. The Environmental Protection Agency, all across our great nation, all across the country, stormwater pollution. Stormwater is the #1 contaminant to our nation's waters. And so here at the Lake of the Ozarks, it's really no different. It is our major concern here at the lake, and it washes in all kinds of contaminants. Whatever might be on the streets, whatever might be on the parking lots, and whatever might be on our yards. And it's our yards that our LOWA Lils are really mostly concerned with, because what kind of things are getting washed in? Well, one thing is simply soil. Soil carries with it all kinds of nutrients. And the nutrients are the same sort of things that we find in fertilizer. The nitrogen and the phosphorus, the potassium, but especially the nitrogen and the phosphorus. Leaves, simply leaves, can be an issue. When people say, well, Mother Nature blows leaves into the lake all the time. Well, sure, and the lake can handle that part of it, but it's when we, on all of our yards around the lake, start blowing all those leaves into the lake as well, in addition to what Mother Nature puts in, that's when it tips that balance. And it's always a measure of balance. Populations are an issue. And our focus area for our watershed management plan is in the most densely populated part of the lake, and we chose that for a reason. And these LOWA lils are especially designed for these kinds of yards, for our steep yards, for our rocky yards, to keep that rainwater on the ground. We have a beautiful rain garden at Wilmore Lodge. Go out and take a look at it. It's just the kind of rain garden that we're expecting to find all around the lake here in the next couple of years. It's a very steep slope there at Wilmore Lodge, and we've terraced it out, made flat spots in there, put in some beautiful rock retaining walls, and it's filled full of beautiful native perennial plants that flower at different seasons, bring texture and color in different seasons. And our rain gardens, they really are 4 seasons of beauty here around the lake. And rain gardens is just one type of our LOWA lil.
Right.
We have rain barrels that we're encouraging people, catch some of that gutter water coming off of your roof. Don't let it get down onto your yard and wash and start eroding in channels and stuff. Save that water, collect that rainwater and use it to water your plants after the storm is gone.
You know, another thing that I'd like for you to mention, if you wouldn't mind, is this wonderful grant that we've received and how we can now give some money back to the community and they can participate in a cost share program.
You bet.
Not only our homeowners but landscapers, and we hope landscapers are listening out there and going to look at our website, which is www.soslowa.org, and homeowners can go in and click on LOWA lil to get more information about that cost share program.
Right, this cost share program, we have grant money right now to bring money back to the communities, bring more jobs to our landscapers and our lawn care companies around. So our customers, our clients here, people who want rain gardens and rain barrels, will work with the landscaping companies. We have money for discounts. We have our native perennials coming in at wholesale prices that we can pass on those savings to our people who are participating in our LOWA lils project. It's very exciting, and there's grant money out there with discounts galore. And we encourage everybody to call us at 434-4400, or as Donna said, go to our website, click on LOWA lils. There's places you can sign up for more information. We have a great trained volunteer evaluator program. They'll come out to your yard. They'll do a soil test if you need it. Do you even need to add fertilizer? Fertilizer is another issue here around the lake.
That's right.
Our TVEs will help consult with you, so give us a call. Check us out on the web. Our LOWA lils are here to keep our lake good and healthy.
Well, thank you very much, Caroline. We've just about completed this segment of the show. Caroline will be back with us later on in the show, and we'll talk about Earth Day and all those wonderful children this ex-science teacher has worked with over the generations. Thank you. We'll be back.
Look around you. 1 in 4 kids in the U.S. faces hunger. It's not always easy to see the signs, but in this land of plenty, there are kids that don't know where they will get their next meal. Join Share Our Strength in Food Network and take the pledge to end childhood hunger here in America by 2015. Learn how at NoKidHungry.org. Their next meal could come from you.
Well, welcome back, Lake of the Ozarks. So glad you've stayed with us. You know, in our very first segment, we talked a little bit about what is LOWA, and the one thing that maybe I might not have mentioned was the great team of people that we have to work with. Warren Witt is joining me. He is on our board of directors, and you will see shortly from this interview that he's just a great partner to have and a great person, and we have a wonderful family of excellent science and engineer, etc., all the background of knowledge you'd ever want to be able to make a great team of LOWA. So with that, Warren, I'd like to welcome you to the show.
Thank you, Donna.
And I hope that you can give some information about the Rocky Mount Sewer Project that we're so proud of.
Yes, that's exactly what I'd like to announce, really, for a lot of people who don't know what's going on. Recently, Rocky Mount Sewer District up in North Shore of the lake, up at the 4-mile mark, 5-mile mark, up on the Gravelway Arm, they are now prepared to start building, actually constructing. They've been working for some time to develop funds And we recently received word from the Department of Natural Resources they're going to get some state revolving funds, and along with some matching funds, a total of about $4 million. And that will build a sewer treatment plant for the North Shore, for the Rocky Mount District, and do the installation for the first 220 homes all along Lick Branch Cove, mostly on the east side of Lick Branch Cove on the North Shore. So that's exciting news. Everybody knows that for some time, a lot of time, we've been talking about getting rid of septic tanks and getting people on central sewer systems. And this will be a huge another step forward. Of course, Osage Beach and Camdenton and a lot of areas, Gravois Mills has a sewer district already, but this will be another big new sewer district for the lake area, and start moving more and more of these old homes off of septics and onto central sewers. So we're very excited about that. Red Jennings up there is the president of the Rocky Mount Sewer, and he's done a great job for several years now trying to pursue that, and with the help of LOWA, we're able to convince Department of Natural Resources to send some funds back to the lake area and allow us to start putting in more sewer districts. So we're pretty excited about that. Another very unique thing about that new sewer district is, as we've heard Caroline talk about, LOWA Lils, and we are going to implement some LOWA Lil landscaping along when we put in the sewer lines for these first 220 homes. So we're really focused on that. It makes that whole project much greener project. It will allow us to not only improve the septic disposal, sewage disposal in that area, but also address the land runoff at the same time. So when this land gets disturbed to put in new sewer pipelines, we will come back and do the landscaping to not only prevent the construction runoff, but the landscaping will be left when we're done to help control runoff forever. So we're really excited about this being the first sewer project to go in with low impact landscaping, and we're looking to do that in some other areas. Gravois Mills right now, we just heard this week that they're looking to expand and add another 500 homes onto the Gravois Mills sewer district, and we're talking with them to see if we can do some low impact landscaping along with their expansion project. So that's exciting.
Absolutely.
One other area that we want to mention too, Sunrise Beach has been working. If you keep track with the papers, and you know they are working to try to get a sewer project going in Sunrise Beach area, and LOWA is working with them and Department of Natural Resources to come up with funding, again another about $4 million project to try to get a large part of the homes and businesses over in the Sunrise Beach area off of the old septic tanks and onto a central sewer system. So that's another exciting project, not quite as far along as Rocky Mount, but we think we're getting close with that, and we're very excited to try to get more and more of these homes onto central sewer systems.
And you know, Warren, you're right. We've learned over a course of 40 years of studies, which we do have on our website, you know, if anyone would care to go to that and look at it, that states that we really do need to be thinking and planning to get those older septics off the shoreline. As you know, and we've all talked, that we do believe in growth. We just think that at this time we need to start thinking of smart growth, and how can we grow gracefully around this beautiful paradise that we live in, and keep that asset, that $5 billion economic engine out there, good and healthy for our generation and many generations to come. So managing these wastewater old septics, getting them off the shoreline, really is a good thing for the lake.
It really is, and I don't think anybody disagrees with that statement. You know, there's a lot of debate about how fast and, you know, how much of a push to make to get rid of the old septics, but I think everybody agrees getting off of septic systems and onto central sewers is an improvement for our lake. It will keep the health of our lake as healthy or healthier than it is today, and it's a move in the right direction, and I think everybody agrees with that. The key, I think, is to have, like you said, smart growth, not force it to happen tomorrow, but do it as we can get monies available. And a big part of our effort, of course, is really lobbying and competing for the funds that are available, either state or federal funds that are available. And I think these sewer districts have done an excellent job, along with Donna. If most people don't know how much lobbying she does for this lake area to get funds sent to the lake area to help us improve. So I greatly appreciate that, and I hope the lake area does. And we're really seeing some good progress, and I'm very proud of that, and I think it'll go a long ways to help maintain the health of this lake as one of the greatest lakes in central United States for us to recreate on. So. Well,
and you're right, Warren. I know that it still sticks, and I think I might have mentioned it on the last program, that Caroline Toole had a vision that this should be the model lake for the entire United States of how to do it the right way. And certainly this Rocky Mount project is going to allow us to maybe take that step and implementing the LOWA wherever there's going to be a pipe put in the ground from the surface, there's going to be a LOWA there. And so folks understand that LOWA is very graceful, very beautiful. We're not talking tall trees, and we're not talking great big bushes. We're just talking something very lovely with a huge variety of beautiful plants that can be chosen for what your taste is, whether you're a sunny side or a shade side of the lake. It's really going to be up to you to pick what you like best. And we will be holding a meeting for the folks that should have gotten an invitation by now in the Rocky Mount area. And those of you that have received that special invitation, we urge you to come, and we're going to be teaching you all about what can happen in your yards to keep not only your yard beautiful through the process of the construction, but also afterward, but a real healthy place for those kids and grandkids of yours to swim. Thank you. Stay with us. We'll be back shortly.
We didn't get to the pump out.
Well, thanks for staying with us. We have, you kind of see a big smile on my face. Again, what makes the LOWA family so fun, not only Warren Witt, previously with us, is on our board, but Tony Thorpe, our guest now, is also on the LOWA board, and just wonderful. We have such a good time together, working together, and having a lot of fun in the LOWA organization. What is exciting about what Tony's going to talk about, and what makes the Rocky Mount, and why we're tying this program together, talking LOWA and Rocky Mount, is that we had a study that was done last year by Geosyntec in these same coves where the Rocky Mount Sewer District is going to be installed. Tony is going to talk about this 20-week study that we had last year, and what's phenomenal is we are now going to be taking septic tanks off the shoreline this summer, so then the next summer, a year from now, we'll go back to the water collection to see if we've been able to make a difference taking those septics offline and to a sewer project. And with that, Tony Thorpe, LOWA board member, and the main man for Lakes of Missouri Volunteer Program, and you've known this lake many, many years with all of your water studying down here, haven't you, Tony?
Yeah, I haven't had the opportunity to live here, but I'll give me a call. I'll come stay in your guest room. Hopefully your fridge is well stocked. The Geosyntec study was really was the first part of the LOWA kickoff. It is a before study on the lake, and so then in a couple of years to come back next year, come back and do this and sample this coves again. But the purpose is to measure what's going on in the water before we do all this work, spend all this money on the ground with LOWA pulling out septic systems, putting in the regional sewers. We measure what happens before. We can come back again afterward and measure water quality, and presumably there'll be some differences. Mm-hmm. So this cove study broke 9 coves into 3 groups. One group was on-site treatment, septic systems. There's another group that was on sewer already, and then the final group were these reference coves that had little or no development in them, which I'm sure were pretty hard to find down here.
Yes, they were.
So we got these three groups of coves, and over the course of 20 weeks, volunteers collected samples, and these samples were sent off to a lab. They measured nutrients, phosphorus and nitrogen. Caroline talked about these earlier. They also measured E. coli, water clarity, using a Secchi disc, a tool that we at the Lakes of Missouri Volunteer Program use extensively. They also measured inorganic, or it was total suspended solids, which is a measure of particulates in the water as a way to measure sediments in the water, largely. What they found was there was not a lot of difference between the 3 cove types, and it could have been the season, it could have been the timing, but among the 20-week study, not a lot of difference between the nutrients for the on-site systems and the regional sewer and the reference coves. Mm-hmm. Not a lot of difference, Not a lot of difference for the water clarity. They were fairly comparable. And the suspended solids were pretty comparable as well. However, with E. coli, there were quite a few more measurable, statistically significantly more E. coli in these coves that had septic systems than there were in the coves with regional sewers or the coves that had little or no development. So that'll be a great place to look when we come back with a follow-up study next year. And we are hoping that we'll see a dramatic reduction, expecting a dramatic reduction in the E. coli in those coves after the implementation not only of LOWA LILs, but also of installing regional sewer.
Well, you know, Tony, that's really exciting. But when you do hear 40 years of study, the one thing that we are aware of is, for the most part, during those 20 weeks, the E. coli readings were still pretty much in line with being able to swim and fish,
Oh, yeah.
etc. I think something interesting, getting the heads up that we need to receive, keeping our healthy lake healthy. And I can't stress enough, as we all know, we really have a very, very healthy lake, one of the nation's best lakes. So we are going to be smart, and we're going to keep it that way. And but the phosphorus level, I understand, is growing, and that is where, when Table Rock Lake turned pea soup green, was it the phosphorus then that caused that to do that? And we may be able to get a jump on preventing this from happening here.
Yeah, at the Table Rock, in that case, that was phosphorus coming from the city of Springfield. One of the arms of Table Rock Lake receives effluent from the city of Springfield coming through the James River. But through reductions in phosphorus in that effluent, they brought those levels well under control.
And they brought that lake back.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate experience, but it really brought a lot of attention to the lake water quality.
Absolutely. Well, as we know, we are going to grow smart, live smart, be smart, and we're going to take care and protect this lake. And we have a lot of wonderful people very interested in doing just that. And Tony, I want to thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Donna.
And you're great to have on our board. We're so lucky that you have all the wonderful experience that you can bring to the table to keep us going and going in the right direction. Thanks again.
Thank you, Donna.
We'll be right back.
All right.
Well, welcome back. We're going to wrap up this session talking about some exciting events with children, the 500 kids that we've worked with in the past on Earth Day, and Caroline Toole being that science teacher and having all those great years of experience and tenure in the school districts. Will be working with the private and the public schools, and she's going to be talking to us about that. We'll also talk about our exciting pump out program, give you some dates. So if you want to get a pencil and paper, I'll announce those dates of when we'll be in your area. We'll also then mention 2 Dam Days, exciting time, and the Household Hazard Waste event. And of course, without fail, our next meeting. So, Caroline, with that, would you like to talk about Earth Day?
Oh, sure. You know, Earth Day comes around about the end of April, and we like to get together with some of the students around the lake area and just talk about healthy watershed issues. And if you want to make a lasting difference, you need to work with education and just. It's amazing the misconceptions that people have about all kinds of subjects. And so we like to touch base with these young people. One of our favorite field trips around Earth Day, and it can last into May. We love Earth Day. We like to take the kids down to Lebanon. Lebanon has this amazing recycling center, and they not only take household recyclables, but they also work with businesses, and it's really quite the industry down there. It's a sheltered workshop. And so they tour this amazing recycling center. And then we have a very fun, interactive watershed activity where we learn all about the role that plants can play as they're buffering along a stream side or lakeside. And then we actually have them do some stream team water quality monitoring, and they get hands-on experience with all of these. And the kids just love it. It's a full-day field trip. We take all kinds of students down to the various lake access points around here, various streams around here. We have wonderful activities with the Stream Team program, and we just have a lot of fun getting the kids outside and enjoying our healthy lake and our beautiful environment out here.
And it's just been such a pleasure, and the students really appreciate it, you can tell. And we have some pretty favorite teachers around the lake that have knocked on our door every year, and we'll be talking to Kathy Fields and all of you folks out there, and just to mention one particular teacher that I remember my first Earth Day with. Anyway, Caroline, do you want to talk a little bit about the household hazard waste that we're going to be working on here?
Sure.
Also tying in with Earth Day.
That's right, that's right. That's April 28th, 9 to 2 at the Camdenton High School parking lot. This will be our third year for this. Household hazardous waste is any of those kinds of corrosive things that you can't put into a landfill. Old paint, old pesticides, old fertilizers, old solvents, oils, greases. You'd be amazed how much paint we collected last year. Habitat for Humanity collects some of the reusable paint. They took away 2 huge pickup loads full of paint to be reused with their Habitat for Humanity. We take e-waste, all kinds of old computers. We took 1.5 semi-loads plus a panel truck last year full. We'll have trucks back this year. We'll be taking all kinds of e-waste this year. Unfortunately, this year we're going to have to charge about a $15 fee for TVs, but that'll be all right. We'll still take those TVs, but there'll be a small charge. We always accept donations during our household hazardous waste, and this is a District T solid waste grant that pays for the disposal of the household hazardous waste part. All other parts are donated
And you
for
know,
this.
and that's a good point that you bring up the donations, Caroline, because you know we need to thank Allied Waste and A&B Rental for the forklift and Handy John for those porta potties. And I know I'm leaving folks off, but it is just awesome how the community comes together. Gabe Allure's husband drives that trailer and truck to get the forklift on the job, and so that and along we have all kinds of new muscle this year, thank goodness. Last year we really worked our senior citizens pretty good. I think totaling around 60,000 pounds if you want to add up all the e-waste, all the household hazardous waste, and the paint. But this year we have some younger muscles coming. I think even Warren that was here earlier, he's going to come down for a little while. Schultz and Summers engineers, they're going to send their guys to help us with the big muscle. And then of course the master gardeners and master naturalists are all awesome. You know, they come and they help. And Nancy Pope and Gabe Allure are co-chairs for this event. And I believe Walmart is going to be bringing us our lunch and sending some muscle as well. So we want to thank the Camdenton Walmart and the Osage Beach Walmart.
Right.
Without all of us together, this could not happen.
Right, so tell all your friends and neighbors.
Yes.
April 28th, start saving up that old stuff. If you're cleaning out your garage or your cellar or something like that, save all that stuff and bring it on out April 28th, 9 to 2 at the Camdenton High School parking lot.
And we promise we're going to try to make the lines faster. If you're bringing electronics only, let us know and we'll put you in a separate line to get you down and around and out of there quicker, hopefully. So household hazard waste, April 28th, Camdenton High School parking lot. Let's talk just a minute now about our pump out program. This is a program that we've had in the past that was very, very successful. We're going to be doing one of the pump out programs, which is where you can come and learn about how do you maintain your septic tank until you get on that sewer someday, and then get huge discounts for coming through the LOWA program, where we have grant funds to assist you in paying that bill, and then the pumper company is actually going to be giving a very great discount as well. So if you want to mark this down, on May 5th we're going to have one on the North Shore. We will have on our website within about 10 days we'll have all the absolute locations for these events. Wednesday, May 9th at 11:30. By the way, the May 5th is at 11:30. Then we're going to have on May 9th at 11:30 a.m. over in the Laurie area. We'll have a maintenance pump out program, maintenance program. And then Thursday, May 17th, over on HH, for those folks there on septics that would like to come and participate. And then finally, June 2nd in the Sunrise Beach area. We know that hundreds of people participated before, and Bob Rose will be coming down and teaching that maintenance program to us. And if you attend, I believe it's going to cost you about $10 to attend the lunch or dinner, but with that you'll receive a $20 certificate. So it's kind of trading dollars there. And then if you can't make one of our events but you just wish to participate in the pump out program, please feel free to sign up, go to our website to our pump out program, click on that, and you'll still get a very hefty discount if you can't make the maintenance.
Right, and that $20 for attending the workshop
Right.
is in addition to the other discount.
That's right. That's right. We're looking at, I would say, if you have a smaller tank, it might cost you $75. If you attend the workshop and sign up through LOWA, the total discount would get you down to about $75, which is a pretty good deal. The larger tanks will cost a little bit more. But anyway, so that is all about the pump out program that we're kicking off for this spring. Finally, I think we should talk about our next meeting location. And with that, I'd like to say thank you so much to the Hotel Country Club and Spa. They graciously host us every year, along with our other sponsors around the lake, like Tintera and Four Seasons and the Inn at the Grand Glaze. Without your sponsorship, we wouldn't be able to have our meetings where we do, so we thank you very much. That meeting is going to be April 16th at 6:30. Landscapers can come and sign up for the LOWA Lil program. Homeowners can come and sign up for the LOWA Lil. And of course, we'll be getting out more information, detailed information on exactly what household hazard waste we can take on the 28th. And finally, do you have anything else to add to this, Caroline? Are we about there?
I think that's pretty much totaled it up. If you are a teacher and you want us to come out and work with your students, give us a call also.
Well, that's a very good point. So thank you. I think this will wrap us up for this month, and we look forward to seeing you next month to the LOWA Roundtable. If you have any questions and you would like for us to find some answers and bring them to the table next month, please go to our website and ask those questions. We'll do our best to get those answers for you. Thank you.